Wyoming is a place defined not by cities or crowds, but by silence. A silence so vast, so textured, so elemental that it becomes a presence in itself, a companion on the road, a teacher in the desert wind, a shadow beneath the high peaks of the Tetons. Here, the land unfolds in great, unbroken expanses that stretch toward horizons that seem farther than in any other state, as though distance itself were made larger in the mountain west. To step into Wyoming is to enter a landscape shaped more by geology and weather than by human hands. Sagebrush seas ripple beneath a dome of sky that feels impossibly tall. Red buttes rise like ancient fortresses. Rivers carve deep, secret canyons. And the wind, always the wind, moves through it all, clean, fierce, and timeless. This is the wind that shaped cowboys and ranchers, that carved the paths of bison and pronghorn, that still whispers through fences and open rangeland in a voice older than settlement. Wyoming's beauty is monumental, yet intimate. The volcanic breath of Yellowstone, the perfect alpine geometry of the Tetons, the quiet dignity of the Bighorns, the desert austerity of the Red Desert, the gentle charm of small towns like Lander, Buffalo, and Cody, each reveals another angle of the state's character. Its communities feel steadfast and sincere, shaped by isolation, resilience, and a profound sense of place. This is the least populated state in America, and that feels like its greatest luxury. Roads stretch for miles without interruption. Night skies glow with stars so bright they seem to vibrate. Wildlife roams freely, not in pockets, but across entire ranges and valleys. Wyoming is not a state you observe. It is one you inhabit, breathe, and absorb. It offers something rare, the feeling of being small in the best possible way, part of a wider, older, more elemental world where landscape rules and the human spirit expands to match it. Welcome to Wyoming, a land of wind and wonder, stone and sky, solitude and freedom. If you like this video, please support the Travel Owl channel with a like, a comment, or a subscription. Thank you. Bighorn Canyon National Recreation Area is a spectacular wild landscape spanning over 120,000 acres across northern Wyoming and southern Montana. Established on the 15th of October 1966, after the construction of Yellowtail Dam on the Bighorn River. National Park Service and offers visitors a unique mix of deep canyons, high desert, broad valleys, and serene waters that beg exploration. At the heart of the park is Bighorn Lake, a 71-mile-long reservoir stretching through towering canyon walls carved by the river over millennia. The dramatic rock layers reveal ancient geological history, with canyon depths reaching up to 2,500 feet, making it a paradise for photographers, hikers, and anyone seeking dramatic scenery. Bighorn sheep, mule deer, coyotes, mountain lions, and more than 200 bird species inhabit the varied ecosystems of sagebrush steppe, woodland, riparian corridors, and grassland. One of the area's remarkable features is the Pryor Mountain Wild Horse Range, home to about 160 wild horses that roam freely across expansive terrain. Visitors can hike over 17 miles of trails, enjoy fishing and boating on the lake, picnic with canyon views, or camp under starry skies. The Bighorn Canyon Road follows ancient Bad Pass Trail, used by indigenous peoples for over 10,000 years, giving modern explorers a tangible link to deep human history. The area also preserves cultural heritage, from Native American legends and historic ranches to remnants of frontier history. Cheyenne, Wyoming's capital, is a city where history and modern life intertwine with effortless continuity, part railroad hub, part cowboy stronghold, part political center, and entirely Western at its core. The city's name carries the weight of indigenous history, railway ambition, and the long reach of the open plains. Downtown Cheyenne feels dignified and warm. The Wyoming state capital, recently restored, gleams with sandstone brilliance beneath huge skies. Government buildings stand alongside old-time storefronts and ornate brick architecture. Historic hotels and saloons echo with stories of cattle barons, railroad workers, and legislators who shaped the state's identity. But Cheyenne's true soul gallops into the spotlight every July during Cheyenne Frontier Days, the daddy of them all, the world's largest outdoor rodeo. For 10 days, the city becomes a celebration of bronc riding, barrel racing, parades, chuck wagon cookouts, and the storied culture of the American cowboy. It is exhilarating, boisterous, and deeply rooted in tradition. Museums enrich the city's narrative further. Cheyenne Depot Museum honors the railroad legacy that built the town. The Nelson Museum of the West preserves artifacts from indigenous nations and early settlers, offering a textured view of the region's past. Surrounding Cheyenne are wide, wind-brushed prairies dotted with ranches and migrating herds of pronghorn. The openness feels infinite, a reminder that even though Cheyenne is the largest city in the state, Wyoming's spirit remains anchored in space, sky, and silence. Cheyenne is both the ceremonial face of Wyoming and a living node of the West, proud, historic, and unmistakably authentic. Cody is the beating heart of Wyoming's frontier mythology, a town built on spirit, grit, and the legacy of one man, Buffalo Bill Cody. Here, the Old West is not a theme but a lineage. History breathes in the timber buildings, the long main street, and the sense that adventure has always passed through this place on its way into the high country. The Buffalo Bill Center of the West is the town's intellectual crown jewel. More than a museum complex, it is a reverent archive of Western art, Plains Indian culture, natural history, and firearms, a sweeping portrait of the frontier experience. Its galleries glow with landscapes and artifacts that remind visitors how wild, immense, and complicated the West once was and still is. Step outside, and the rhythm changes. Rodeo culture reigns here. The Cody Night Rodeo runs all summer long, offering dust, adrenaline, and the fierce athleticism of riders who treat broncs and bulls as worthy, respected opponents. This isn't spectacle. It's a working heritage. Cody's surroundings are pure Wyoming. Wide plateaus, red rock outcrops, sagebrush stretching toward distant buttes. The Buffalo Bill Scenic Byway leads west toward Yellowstone, cutting through spectacular canyon country along the North Fork of the Shoshone River. It is one of the most beautiful drives in America, a corridor of towering cliffs, vaulted skies, and a sense of leaving civilization behind. Cody is both a tribute to the past and a gateway to the wild. It embodies Wyoming's restless spirit, where history is not preserved behind glass, it's lived. Devil's Tower National Monument is one of Wyoming's most iconic and mysterious landmarks, rising dramatically from the rolling plains of the northeastern part of the state. Designated as the first national monument in the United States in 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt, Devil's Tower stands 867 feet from base to summit and is visible from miles away. Its striking appearance has made it a symbol of natural wonder, cultural significance, and geological intrigue. The tower is a massive igneous rock formation formed by magma that cooled beneath the Earth's surface and was later exposed through erosion. Its most recognizable feature is the series of vertical, polygonal columns that run from base to top, creating a fluted, almost sculpted look. These columns are the result of the rock contracting as it cooled, a rare process that fascinates geologists and visitors alike. Devil's Tower holds deep cultural and spiritual importance for many Native American tribes, including the Lakota, Cheyenne, Kiowa, and Crow. Numerous tribal stories explain its creation, often involving bears and acts of protection or transformation. Today, the monument remains a sacred site, and prayer cloths are often seen tied to trees along the trails, reminding visitors to treat the area with respect. A paved tower trail circles the base, offering close-up views and interpretive signs, while climbers from around the world test their skills on the tower's she-rock faces. Wildlife such as prairie dogs, deer, foxes, and a variety of birds thrive in the surrounding grasslands and forests. Rising alone against the Wyoming sky, Devil's Tower is more than a geological oddity. It is a powerful blend of natural beauty, cultural heritage, and enduring mystery that leaves a lasting impression on all who visit. Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area is a striking landscape of colorful cliffs, clear waters, and wide open spaces in southwestern Wyoming and northeastern Utah. Established in 1964, the recreation area is named for the dramatic red, orange, and pink rock formations described by explorer John Wesley Powell as flaming gorges during his 1869 expedition down the Green River. At the heart of the area lies Flaming Gorge Reservoir, a 91-mile-long body of water created by Flaming Gorge Dam on the Green River. The reservoir is famous for its deep blue color and excellent fishing opportunities, especially for lake trout, rainbow trout, kokanee salmon, and smallmouth bass. Boating, kayaking, and water skiing are also popular, with numerous marinas and boat ramps providing easy access. The surrounding land features a mix of high desert, forested hills, and steep canyon walls. Visitors can explore miles of scenic roads, including overlooks that provide breathtaking views of the reservoir and distant mountains. Hiking trails wind through sagebrush flats and rocky ridges, offering chances to spot wildlife such as mule deer, elk, bighorn sheep, bald eagles, and peregrine falcons. Camping is a major highlight of Flaming Gorge, with options ranging from developed campgrounds with amenities to remote, primitive sites for those seeking solitude. Whether visitors come for world-class fishing, peaceful boating, scenic camping, or simply to take in the vast Wyoming skies, Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area offers a diverse and unforgettable outdoor experience shaped by water, stone, and time. Laramie is a city shaped by altitude, wind, and intellect, a collegiate outpost perched on the high plains at 7,200 feet. It is a place where the West meets the world, where cowboys share cafes with professors, and where the sky feels so close you almost expect to hear it breathe. Historic downtown Laramie is a small but richly textured grid of brick buildings, iron facades, train tracks, and murals that celebrate indigenous heritage, local storytellers, and the enduring presence of the plains. Coffee shops hum softly with University of Wyoming students, galleries showcase regional artists, and old saloons carry the scent of wood, leather, and a century of conversation. The university itself gives Laramie an academic heartbeat. From arts and theatre to geology and natural sciences, the campus feels expansive and welcoming, bordered by open spaces where pronghorn graze. The American Heritage Center, an architectural landmark, houses archives of Western history and Western imagination, a fitting presence in this intellectual prairie town. But step beyond the city limits, and Laramie becomes a door to wilderness. The Snowy Range rises just west of town, its alpine lakes shimmering among pines and granite spires. In summer, wildflowers paint meadows in bright strokes. In winter, the range transforms into a playground for snowshoers and cross-country skiers. Laramie feels like the quiet counterpoint to Wyoming's wilder landscapes, introspective yet grounded, cultured yet rugged, open-hearted yet remote. It is a town of both thought and frontier spirit. Fossil Butte National Monument is one of Wyoming's most scientifically important and visually striking landscapes, preserving an extraordinary window into life nearly 52 million years ago. Located near the town of Kemmerer in southwestern Wyoming, the monument protects part of the Green River Formation, a world-famous fossil deposit that offers unmatched insight into ancient ecosystems. During the Eocene epoch, this area was once covered by a large subtropical lake known as Fossil Lake. Over time, fine layers of sediment settled at the bottom, perfectly preserving fish, plants, insects, birds, and reptiles. Today, Fossil Butte rises more than 1,000 feet above the surrounding terrain, its layered limestone cliffs revealing the story of this long-vanished environment. Fossils found here are so detailed that stomach contents, feathers, and even soft tissues have been discovered, making the site invaluable to paleontologists. The monument's visitor center serves as an excellent starting point, featuring well-preserved fossil specimens, interactive exhibits, and explanations of how fossils form. From there, visitors can explore scenic hiking trails that wind through sagebrush plains and lead to overlooks with sweeping views of the Butte and the Wyoming High Desert. Fossil Butte National Monument is more than a fossil site. It is a place where deep time becomes tangible. By blending science, scenery, and solitude, it invites visitors to imagine Wyoming as it once was and to appreciate the powerful forces that shape the natural world. Grand Targhee Resort is a premier mountain destination tucked against the western slope of the Teton Range in northwestern Wyoming. Located just over Teton Pass from Jackson Hole, the resort is known for its dramatic scenery, deep snowfall, and relaxed, uncrowded atmosphere. With sweeping views of the Grand Teton Peaks and access to wide-open terrain, Grand Targhee offers a distinct alternative to larger, busier ski destinations. The resort is especially famous for its snow. Benefiting from a unique weather pattern, Grand Targhee averages over 500 inches of snowfall annually, making it one of the snowiest resorts in North America. In winter, skiers and snowboarders enjoy a mix of groomed runs, powder-filled bowls, gladed tree skiing, and hike-to-terrain. The mountain's layout suits all skill levels, from beginners on gentle slopes to advanced riders seeking deep powder and challenging lines. When the snow melts, Grand Targhee transforms into a summer recreation hub. Lift-served mountain biking trails attract riders from across the region, while hiking paths wind through wildflower-filled meadows and forested ridges. Grand Targhee Resort stands out for its balance of adventure and tranquility. Whether visitors come for legendary powder days, scenic summer trails, or peaceful mountain views, the resort delivers an authentic Wyoming experience shaped by big skies, fresh snow, and the rugged beauty of the Tetons. Jackson is Wyoming's cultural frontier, a crossroads where rugged Western life meets art, cuisine, elegance, and adventure. It has the feel of a town suspended between worlds, as comfortable with ski boots as with gallery openings, as rooted in ranching as in refined hospitality. The town square, with its famous elk antler arches, radiates charm. Wooden boardwalks echo with footsteps, shops glow softly behind old-style facades, and the blend of outdoor gear stores and fine art galleries hints at the town's dual identity. Cowboy bars with swinging doors stand steps from haute cuisine eateries, and the mix somehow feels effortless. Jackson's surroundings are its soul. The National Elk Refuge sits just beyond the town, a winter sanctuary where thousands of elk gather in a migration as ancient as the land itself. In summer, the town hums with hikers, river rafters, and families returning from the Tetons. In winter, skiers descend upon Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, one of the most renowned and challenging ski destinations in North America. Art flourishes too. The National Museum of Wildlife Art, built into a hillside of stone, overlooks a rugged valley and houses masterpieces that bring Western ecology to canvas and sculpture. Its presence elevates the town from charming to culturally luminous. Jackson is not defined by tourism, but by atmosphere, lively, polished, yet authentically Western. It is the meeting point of wilderness and refinement, adventure and comfort, tradition and evolution, a place with energy, soul, and sky. Medicine Bow Peak is the highest point in the Medicine Bow Mountains and one of Wyoming's most striking alpine landmarks. Rising to an elevation of 12,013 feet, the peak towers above the surrounding landscape of forests, lakes, and rolling high plains in south-central Wyoming. Located within the Medicine Bow Route National Forest, the mountain offers a dramatic contrast to the wide open terrain for which the state is often known. The peak is composed primarily of ancient quartzite, some of the oldest exposed rock in Wyoming, estimated to be more than 1.7 billion years old. Steep granite-like cliffs, jagged ridges, and glacial cirques give Medicine Bow Peak a rugged, alpine character. Snowfields can linger well into summer, feeding clear mountain streams and nearby lakes such as Lake Marie and Mirror Lake along the scenic Snowy Range Byway. Medicine Bow Peak is a popular destination for hikers, climbers, and outdoor enthusiasts. Several trails lead toward the summit, ranging from challenging scrambles to longer backcountry routes that reward effort with sweeping views. From the top, visitors can see across vast stretches of southern Wyoming, northern Colorado, and, on clear days, distant mountain ranges on the horizon. The area surrounding the peak supports diverse wildlife, including elk, moose, marmots, and pika, along with numerous bird species adapted to high-elevation environments. Today, it remains a symbol of Wyoming's rugged spirit, offering solitude, challenge, and breathtaking scenery to those who venture into its high country. Shoshone National Forest is one of Wyoming's most expansive and scenic natural treasures, covering more than 2.4 million acres in the northwestern part of the state. Established in 1891 as the nation's first federally protected national forest, Shoshone surrounds the eastern entrance of Yellowstone National Park and encompasses a vast range of landscapes, from sagebrush plains to towering alpine peaks. The forest is home to some of the most rugged terrain in the Rocky Mountains, including the Absaroka, Beartooth, and Wind River ranges. Elevations range from about 4,600 feet along the Shoshone River to more than 13,800 feet at Gannett Peak, Wyoming's highest mountain. Glacial valleys, jagged ridgelines, cascading waterfalls, and crystal-clear lakes define the scenery and create endless opportunities for exploration. Outdoor recreation is a major draw in Shoshone National Forest. Visitors can hike, backpack, fish, camp, hunt, and ride horses across hundreds of miles of trails. The forest contains vast wilderness areas, including the Washakie and Fitzpatrick wildernesses, where solitude and unspoiled landscapes dominate. Anglers are drawn to cold water streams and lakes rich with trout, while climbers and mountaineers challenge themselves on remote peaks. Wildlife thrives throughout the forest's diverse ecosystems. Grizzly and black bears, gray wolves, moose, elk, bighorn sheep, mountain goats, and numerous bird species all find habitat here. Seasonal changes bring dramatic contrasts, from vibrant wildflower displays in summer to deep snow and quiet stillness in winter. Thermopolis is Wyoming's warm heart, literally. Home to the world's largest mineral hot spring, this small town in the Wind River Canyon region has attracted visitors for centuries with healing waters, dramatic landscapes, and a soothing, unhurried ambience. Hot Springs State Park is the centerpiece. Here, mineral-rich water surges from the earth at a stunning 135 degrees Fahrenheit before spilling into terraced pools, steaming streams, and soothing bathhouses. The park's free bathhouse feels almost mythic, a modern echo of ancient traditions of healing. Walking across the park's suspension bridge, you smell the mineral-rich air and hear the soft hiss of geothermal water, a sound that seems almost alive. Beyond the springs, the landscape unfolds with cinematic drama. North of town, stratified cliffs glow orange and gold. South of town, the Wind River Canyon carves a deep, towering gorge through ancient rock older than the mountains themselves. Driving through it is one of Wyoming's great geological pilgrimages, layer upon layer of time rising on both sides of the highway. Thermopolis also surprises with its prehistoric richness. The Wyoming Dinosaur Center is one of the finest fossil museums in the West, featuring full skeletons, active dig sites, and an intimate perspective on a region once roamed by giants. Few places allow visitors to stand on ground where dinosaurs were uncovered just days or weeks earlier. The town itself is peaceful, friendly, and slow-paced, the kind of place where conversations unfold easily and the river moves at a calm, steady rhythm. Thermopolis is Wyoming distilled into warmth, water, and wonder, a restorative oasis in a rugged landscape. Vedauwoo Recreation Area is one of Wyoming's most unique and visually striking outdoor destinations, located between Laramie and Cheyenne along Interstate 80. Set within the Medicine Bow Route National Forest, Vedauwoo is best known for its dramatic rock formations, massive granite outcrops that rise abruptly from rolling hills and high-elevation grasslands. The name Vedauwoo comes from an Arapaho word meaning land of the earthborn spirit, reflecting the area's long cultural significance and mysterious appearance. The rocks at Vedauwoo are composed of ancient Sherman granite, shaped over millions of years by weathering and erosion. Cracks, fins, domes, and balanced boulders create a natural maze that feels both rugged and surreal. These formations have made Vedauwoo a world-renowned destination for rock climbers, particularly those drawn to traditional crack climbing. Climbers from around the globe come to test their skills on routes that are technical, physical, and often mentally demanding. Beyond climbing, Vedauwoo offers a wide range of recreational opportunities. Miles of trails wind through forests, meadows, and rock corridors, making the area popular for hiking, trail running, mountain biking, and wildlife viewing. In winter, snowshoeing and cross-country skiing transform the landscape into a quiet, windswept playground. Wildlife is abundant in the area, with mule deer, elk, foxes, and numerous bird species frequently spotted among the trees and boulders. Wildflowers bloom during the short summer season, adding color to the otherwise rugged terrain. Vedauwoo Recreation Area stands out for its blend of geological wonder, outdoor challenge, and spiritual atmosphere. Yellowstone is the beating heart of the American landscape, a place where the earth speaks in steam, thunder, color, and unfathomable depth. Beneath its forests and meadows lies a living supervolcano, its heat rising through vents, fumaroles, mud pots, and geysers that punctuate the land with drama and mystery. Walking through Yellowstone feels like wandering into the beginning of the world. Old Faithful erupts in a pillar of white steam against a wide blue sky. Grand prismatic spring shimmers with impossible colors. Turquoise center, radiating rings of orange and gold like a living watercolor. Rivers run warm and silvery with minerals, lined with bison tracks and the white bones of fallen trees calcified by time. The wildlife feels like an open-air encyclopedia of American ecology. Bison herds rumble across the Hayden Valley, their silhouettes monumental against morning fog. Wolves call through the Lamar Valley at dusk, reclaiming territory they once lost. Elk move through meadows like quiet apparitions, and the shadow of a grizzly occasionally sweeps the ridges. Then comes the canyon, the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, a cathedral of volcanic stone carved by the river that roars through it. The falls plunge in golden mist, turning the air electric. More than a park, Yellowstone is a reminder of the Earth's untamed power. It humbles, astonishes, and alters your understanding of the natural world. It is a place where creation never finished, a landscape still becoming.